Good people, sanibonani, umakebalo. Today we are doing this paper. It's from 2019, grade 10. Yeah, we're doing some revision for grade 10. So if you are watching this video, please stay tuned until the end. We'll be going through all these equations here that are here, and also factorization, some algebra that is very, very important in terms of the foundation that you need to know if you want to go far with this mathematics. Now, let's get into it. So we'll start this first part of factorizing the following expression. So now on 1.1.1, we are having 3y squared plus y. Now from here, the basics that we know in terms of if you start by factorization, you must first look for a common factor. So I hope you can see now that here I'm having this y and this y, which meaning y is what? Is a common factor. So if I can take y out as a common factor, now remember I'm going to be left with 3. So I've already took one y out of the two y's that I have here. So I'm going to be left with what? With one y. And then plus, remember I've taken this y out. There's the y here. Now remember this y that was here has a coefficient here, which is what? Which is 1. So that coefficient of 1 is going to be left. Then this is the factorization that we're doing there on the first one there. So let's go into 1.1.2. So now here I'm having x squared minus 10 and then minus 24 minus 10x here. Now here factorization, so this one is a trinomial. So factorize here. Remember factorizing this, first thing x and x, and then 24 here, sorry. Then this 24, I need to find the factors of 24. That's gonna give me factors of 24. That's if I times the 2, they give me factor 24. But if I add or minus them, they give me what? They give me 10. Now, first, if I can say 12 and 2, I know that 12 times 2 give me what? Give me 24. But what is very important, if I times these 2, I need to get the negative here. So if I can say negative and positive, so this and this give me this negative 24. But if I say negative 12 plus 2, I get what? Negative 10. So if this is satisfying what I have here at the top, then we are done. Now, going to 1.1.3, now we are having 9x squared minus 9y and minus y squared, sorry, plus 10y and then minus 25. Now, from here, what we have here, usually we have already done the first part, which is common factor. Now, this was our trinomial, quadratic, and now here we need to practice the grouping. So now, grouping here, we usually group this by, let's say, this first two, and then also this first two here. So grouping this, I hope you can see now, this here is not going to help us with anything in terms of probably taking out the common factor here. And also here, probably we do have a common factor, but moving forward is not going to help us here. So that method probably here, it's not going to help us. Even if we can maneuver these values around, factorizing there in terms of the grouping is not going to help us at this point. But now, if I can do this, now watch. If I say 9x squared, now if I can take this y as a common factor now outside, now taking y as a common factor, I'm going to be left with the y positive. Now taking y as a common factor, in order for me to get another positive here, has to be negative 10y. Now, after that, I've taken y as a common factor. Now, if I can times this y here, negative, and in order for me to get this negative, it has to be what? It has to be a positive 25, because this and this needs to give me that. This and this needs to give me that. And then this and that needs to give me that. And then now from here, this and this probably look the same or similar because we're going to use the same method that we did here at the top. So now if it's 9x squared minus into, now factorizing here, now factorizing there is going to be x and another x. Now the factors of 25, it's 5 and 5. Now remember, we're looking for this negative 10. So if we can make this negative and this negative, hey, another mistake that I just did here is not x, it's what? Is y. So make sure also you don't do that mistake that I just did now. So it's y and y. Now this and this is exactly the same as saying x times x, which is give what? X squared. So if I can keep this out, now it's going to be 9x squared. Now minus this thing is exactly the same as y. Sorry about that. Is y minus 5 minus y minus 5 squared. Now here, this and this, I do have a square root of 9. Square root of x squared is x and x. And then this thing here, I do have a square root of 9 minus 5 squared, because this is exactly the same as if I can say it's x squared, then you can separate it into 2 as I did here. Now, what is this? Dots. Dots. So I open 2 bracket. Now from here, I know this is what? This is 3, and then this is 3, and x, and then this is x. Remember, plus or minus, and then from here is just 9 minus 5 and another y minus 5. Sorry, what was y here? And then from here we are done. Finish. Pelile, dubile. Thank you. Let's move forward. Now here, simplifying here, now we are simplifying our expression here. Now 9.2.1, now FOIL, we need to do the FOIL here. Now 4 times 2, it's going to give us what? It's going to give us 8. Now 4 times this negative 3, or 3 over x. Now this is going to be 4 times negative 3 over x, which is just numerator and numerator give us what? Negative 12, and then this is over 1, so this is going to be over x. So I'm going to have negative 12 over x. Done with the first part. Now I'm coming to this one, so which is 1 over x times the first one here, which is 2. Now this is over 1. Numerator is 2. Denominator is x. So this is what is going to be positive 2 all over x. Now the last one, which is 1 over x times negative 3 over x. Now numerator is going to be negative 3. Now x and x give it what? Give us x squared. So what I have here, I'm going to have negative 3 over x squared. Now from here, it's going to be 8. Now, adding the fractions that have the same denominator is just taking one denominator and then add or minus what is happening here. So it's going to be negative 12 plus 2, which is going to give us what? Minus 10 all over x. And then from there, I'm just going to have negative 3 all over x squared. Then from here, we are done. Now let's go into that one there. So now in 1.2.2, we're having 5x minus 5 all over 5x. Now, how do we do this one? Now, 5, 5. What is that? Common factor. So this is 5 as a common factor. So what is left? We're left with x because we've taken 5 as a common factor. Now minus what? This 5 has something next to it here, which is 1. So it's going to be minus 1, because this 5 times this negative 1 give me this negative 5, and then bracket, and then all over 5x. Now what is happening here underneath? 5 and 5, they chop each other. Then what is left here? So I'm going to be left with x minus 1 all over x. Now, another way, quick of doing this. So here, if I can apply what I did here, I hope you can see here, I took this one, what? Denominator, and then I added here at the top. So what is happening here? If I can say this 5x all over 5x, and then minus or negative 5 all over 5x. This thing is exactly the same as this. Now from here, I can say now chop, 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 and then what is left there, I'm left with 1 minus, and then on the other side is also a chop and a chop, and then what is left here, I'm left with 1 all over x. This thing here is exactly the same as this too. I hope you can understand it. Is I know that they don't look the same, but they are the same. Thank you so much from there. You can also prove by making the LCD here. You probably will see that these two, they are exactly the same. Now, x squared plus 1, sorry, 3x plus 1 plus with 3 into x all over 27 times 3 into negative 1 plus x. Now from here at the top, now the laws or the rules of exponent tells us that this, we can write it as 3 into x times 3 into 1, and then plus with 3 into x all over. Now here we can make these as 3 into 3, and then times here we can say 3 into negative 1 and times 3 into x. Now from here, and now I hope you can see there is zoop, and zoop is what is a common factor. So taking that one as a common factor, now it's going to be 3 into x and then zoop, and then what is left, I'm left with 3 into 1 plus, remember this has a coefficient here, which is what, which is 1, and then plus 1 all over. Then from here, now I can write this as 3 into 3, then times 3 into negative 1, and then times this 3 into x. Then from here, what is happening here? This zoop and zoop, they cancel each other. And then from there, what is left, I can see now that this, they add each other, then give me what? Give me 4. And then all over this same basis, and then the exponents, they're gonna add each other, but in this case it's gonna be 3 minus 2, which give me what, give me 3 into 2, which is exactly the same as 4 all over, what is that, this is 9. So I hope you understood everything that I was trying to simplify here. Thank you so much, guys. Makebalo.